Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Sheila B. Lund. I'm coming to you with another review of Tyler Perry's Sistas. I actually just got back in town, so I actually just watched the episode. I didn't take any notes, so it may be a little whatever, but bear with me. We're gonna get to the consensus of everything. But don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. I am still on demonetization, but I love you guys, so I'm still doing this video. Please don't hesitate to like my videos if you do get anything out of the content. The more you like, the more my content does go through the algorithm, and more people will start to view my channel on the road to 4,000. Here we go. So the episode picks up where it left off, where Pam was talking to Aaron on the phone, and she was on her way to the salon. She sees the salon and she instantly says, "Oh my God, the salon." And she gets there and she's asking the firemen, what's going on. Side note, those firemen looks like they are Jet Magazine, Ebony Flavor, whatever them beauty men are. Those men look like models. They look like they are models with fireman suits on. I know people say that firefighters are like one of the sexiest men, but these people look like they were just in a modeling competition, because in the acting was horrible. But yeah, and even to me, even Pam's acting was a little horrible. But I mean, maybe this is her first time acting like she was crying. But anyway, let's get back into what was going on. So she's crying and she's asking what's going on. Of course, the fireman doesn't give any detail, just pretty much there was a fire, and they call the coroner's office, and the coroner. But the thing of what we do know about if you call the coroners, that means that someone is dead. More than likely, someone is dead. But you know what? I remember when I was in the hospital, because I had a really bad car accident. I was in the hospital, and I didn't know what was wrong with me. My lung had collapsed and all that stuff. And they were on the phone. They said they were going to call the coroner, and I'm like, the coroner? Am I about to die? They was like, no. They just kind of call just to, I guess it's like a formality or something when there has been like, I guess, a traumatic incident or whatever. But they also do call the coroner too when someone is dead. And being that Karen's body was in there from the middle of the morning up into the daylight morning, child, and she was in that coffin with that little bitty fire extinguisher. She couldn't put no fire out. So hey, that's what happened. So Pam, she was crying and crying and crying, and then Aaron pulls up, and he's over the top. What's going on? Give me answers. You're not telling me anything. The whole back and forth. Pam is crying, trying to figure out what's going on. They're like, that's Karen's car. Something is going on. There is a body in there. So I'm assuming the body is still inside. They didn't take the body out. They don't have any information. And Pam is trying to say that she's going to call Karen's mother. Aaron is trying to tell her, don't call the mother until we get more information. But I'm with Pam. I'm calling this girl mama. I'm calling anybody that I know. You know what I'm saying? Because people will want to know what's going on, regardless if we don't know if the body is hers or not. We just want people to be in the know, because number one, this girl's shop is on fire. This girl's shop is on fire. Anyway, maybe that's too soon. I'm sorry. But Pam, she walks off, and Aaron is still, oh, mind you, Aaron is blaming Pam. It's your fault. You're the one that left the curling iron on. That's why Karen was coming down here, because she didn't trust you. She was always looking after you and the mistakes that you made, and you're the reason why this happened. Pam said that she knows she turned the curler off. She knows she did, but in the video, honey, in that video that you sent, that curler was still on. Now, if you turned your back and looked the other way and somebody then came in and turned the curler on, I mean, you got it on video that you sent to Karen that you left that curler on. And yeah, so I'm not saying it's your fault, But I'm saying, you said that you turned off everything and you sent a video to Karen saying that the light was still on, and Karen and Pam was on the phone at the same time while Karen was telling you, Pam, that that light was on, but you was getting your back blown out to really even really care so much. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. And yeah. So now back over at Fatima's office, Zach is there, and Zach is telling Fatima that he's on his way to go see baby Michael, and Michael is Zach's son. Zach's concern is that Heather goes to work and the sister's watching baby Michael, but then when Heather gets home, she's asleep and no one is there watching baby Michael, while she's asleep. But like I said in my last video, a lot of single parents, they have children and they are asleep when their child is in the home. Granted, if they're good parents, they're not leaving the doors and stuff unlocked and just leaving a child just willy-nilly up to their own devices. But I mean, from my standpoint, that's normal. If I worked all day, they're at the babysitter. When I get home, we're at home. I done did whatever I need to do. They watch movies or TV or whatever they're watching, and then I take a nap. I mean, nobody's eyes is on a child 24 hours, 7 days a week like that, unless you have the means or the resources to do that. But I didn't. But I was still a responsible parent even in my sleep, because even when my child, if I would hear anything that's wrong, it's like, I don't know, it's like a gift that mothers have. I don't say parents in general, but mostly mothers, they can hear even in their sleep. What y'all doing in there? You know what I'm saying? But I guess in this situation, child, Heather was on something else. But I was like, a lot of mothers go to sleep while their child in there watching TV. I mean, hey, put in the comments, do y'all have that ever happened to y'all? But anyway, so yeah, and now they're going to go and see baby Michael. They both agree that they're going to go see. All right, so yeah. In this scene here, Bayo comes over to see Sabrina, and she's happy, and she's saying thank you. And he said, I know you didn't rob a bank. And she brings up that she can't pay. She still has bills to pay because she may or may not receive. She don't believe she's going to get her job back. He says you don't have to worry about that. He rich, so you don't really have to worry about all that. But she was like, I can't depend on you with all of that. She brings up Maurice. Thank you for Maurice and all that stuff. And Maurice has the same concerns. He really not concerned about Maurice. He's mainly concerned about Sabrina. But also, he tells Sabrina, you know what? I'll teach you how to invest, which is a good thing. And then she says that she likes to work, because he said, I can teach you how to invest and double your money that you have, because she says she has savings and all those things to help her along the way until she can really find something. But he was like, I can teach you how to invest the way you don't have to work another day in your life. I'm like, Sabrina, I understand you love working, because some people do, they like to work, but some people like to let their money make them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't want to work. So, hey, Bayo, teach me how to save the money that I got so I ain't got to work no more. You know what I'm saying? But she says she likes to work. But he said, it is what it is. And then he offers to take her to dinner or lunch or wherever they're going. He says she don't need no phone. Girl, take your phone. She don't need no purse. Girl, take your purse. She don't need no money. I mean, you don't got to use your money. You can take your purse, but you don't have to use it. I mean, it is what it is. And then he told me she don't need no shoes. I said, I know you're not going to walk in the street with no shoes on. Matter of fact, walk outside your apartment with no shoes on. You going to put her on your back, Bayo? She said, you going to wipe out my feet? Child, who is walking outside with no shoes on? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So they gone. Anyway. So now over back at Andy and Fatima's place of work, they're doing a whole deposition about divorce. Apparently, Andy must have won because she said that she knew the guy was going to settle. Fatima's just looking at her like, oh my God, I could never be as good as you. You knew the questions to ask. You knew all of this stuff. And then Andy says, you're right. You won't be as good as me. And then Fatima gets a little somber. Then she said, you'll be better. I was like, oh yeah, because that would have been real egotistical, selfish, maniacal if you would have said, no, you won't be as good as me. But you can keep trying though. But anyway, so with all of that, the girl, Tamara, she comes in because, mind you, Tamara and Hayden, they all goody. They're all happy. And Tamara is bringing Hayden lunch. So while she was on her way to take Hayden lunch, Fatima sees her in the hallway and is like, hey, what are you doing? And Tamara was like, hey, he watching. So Fatima is visibly upset over this girl, Hayden. Excuse me. I guess, But anyway, over this girl, Tamara. So Tamara goes into Hayden's office with the lunch, and he tells her, we finna get ready to go to Miami. And she like, oh yeah, we're going to Miami. I can't believe this. Oh my God, we're doing this. Do I need to? You don't need nothing. Here again. I buy you clothes. I buy you shoes. I do everything. I book the tickets or whatever. So they go to Miami. All right. So here also, I believe I know I didn't put a part in here, but Fatima sees Zach in the hallway, and she's really kind of over Tamara, and she was telling Tamara that Fatima is telling Zach that she don't believe that Tamara is, she can't trust her, which she can't, and yeah, she can't trust her, kind of keep an eye on her, and Zach is like, you want me to hold her down while you beat her up? They kind of make a joke. Cool. They laugh, and that's pretty much it. So now back over here at the airport where Danny works, the ex-wife of, what's his name? Logan? Hold on, that's the detective. I cannot remember that man's name. Whatever his name was, the crazy man that was in Danny's apartment, his ex-wife, baby mama, or whoever they are together. She sees Danny. Danny acts like she doesn't remember her, but the lady was like, hey, the dude is crazy. He was in jail. It's always the woman's fault. Danny is like, oh, so you're the one that got him out of jail? She was like, no, I would never do that, but watch your back because he's crazy. He ain't no good, whoop-de-whoop. And Danny is kind of looking at her like it's a little too late. I already experienced how crazy he is, But she said, well, if he's crazy, I'm crazy too. But she was like, no, he is crazy, which we already have seen. But hey, hindsight is 20/20 in Danny's eyes. But she still says, Danny, thank you and all that stuff. But Danny also brings up the fact that, but you had a baby with him. But she said, that's after the fact that I knew. And it's always like Danny, she receives the information easy. Only thing, I could say the only thing Danny could have said was thank you. I understand that. And if she doesn't want to really indulge in the situation that he had with the crazy man, but at the same time, Danny's just gonna be Danny. She receives it, but she gonna act like she really don't, and like she really is over it. And I really don't know. I cannot really. Danny's personality is like, it's always stank. To me, it's always on edge. It's always defensive. It's always stank. Like, it makes you feel like you don't even want to tell Danny nothing, because she just gonna be like, oh, okay, what? So, oh, but you had a baby with him. You was married to him. You. I'm like, God, dog, Danny, she just trying to put you up on game, even though you've already experienced how crazy he was. But anyway, so she go over there and she sit down, and then Hayden and Tamara walk up. Hayden getting on my nerves. Hayden getting on Danny nerves. Hayden getting on the crazy ex-wife woman nerve. Talking about, are we going to Miami? The seats were cheap, but we want to sit in somewhere that's private. Danny said, if you don't go over there and sit down, you can put your briefcase between them two. Y'all have all the privacy y'all want. Anyway, Hayden was getting on my nerves. So now Gary calls Andy at the office, right? Andy is over it. She really doesn't want to talk to Gary, but Gary is very persistent, and Andy is giving Gary the cold shoulder. What's wrong with you? I'm in work mode. I was like, okay, girl, you in work mode. The lady comes up, the secretary comes up and tell Andy, you have a visitor. And Andy says, oh, I have someone here to see me. Gary says, oh, yeah, go see her. I sent them. Child, he know how to get you, don't he? Because at first he was asking her to go to dinner. She kept saying no. But then she puts him on speakerphone to walk out to see the visitor. And she started singing, have you ever loved somebody so much it makes you cry? Have you ever needed someone so bad you can't sleep at night? Have you ever tried to find the words but they don't come out right? Have you ever? Have you? I was like, who is that, Brandy? But it ain't Brandy. That's just another lady. And then, I mean, it all Andy need is a good gift and a good singer. Remember the telegram she had, child? Do something, whatever that was. But anyway, so she's happy. Gary says, you want to go to dinner? She says yes. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. So now, Maurice is back at the hospital talking to Q. He's trying to get a confession out of Q. My thing was, so Maurice, do you have your phone? Do you have your phone on record so you can record this confession? Because while you was slapping him in the face, talking about, he done took your sanitary napkins because your period came on, which I feel like that is not appropriate, because I know he's a gay man, but he doesn't have a period. I know he being funny. Maybe I'm being too overly sensitive, but I'm really kind of over that. It is what it is, but yeah, it wasn't funny. But anyway, so he was saying, you took out his gowns and all that stuff, but he's trying to get a confession. And Q did confess, because at first he was acting real hard, talking about, I don't know what you're talking about. But then as Maurice began to say, I really care for you, you know what I'm saying? I would hate to view how you would do someone that you didn't care about. Q talking about he don't have no heart and all of that stuff. But then he started to say, I'm a felon. I don't want to go back to jail. If I would have never gotten out. You and Sabrina, y'all will be okay. This is your first time you doing something wrong. But the thing about it is, Q, their livelihood is messed up. They can't even get no jobs no more because they have them as bank robbers. And you know what I'm saying? Like, the math ain't math. And like, okay, you gonna go to jail, but forever, but their lives are still messed up forever. So it's almost like they're in a jail because they cannot have regular lives anymore. It's on their record that they're bank robbers. Even if they get that stuff, expunged or whatever, it still follows them that they are bank robbers forever and ever. But Maurice lays it on thick, talk about, I can't believe you did this to me. I really tried, deep down in your heart, you felt something. Did she say you felt something? I might have just edited that in there. But no, he said deep down in your heart, that I really did care for you and tried to be a friend to you. And Q was just stuck on, you just like to see my back and my front and all this stuff. But then that's when Maurice is like, when are you getting out of here? When you get out of here, he gonna give him 6 days, because you count your days, because he said he had $6,000. He said that's what he said. He had $6,000, and when he gets out of the hospital, he's going to hire somebody to unalive Q. And he says his days are numbered. Count your days. So, but Q act like he really doesn't care. Like, oh no, you acting like you getting your Q, your queen goons to come after me. I guess Maurice said that ain't no threat. That's a promise. It is what it is. You took my life. I'm going to take yours. Dang, what you going to do about that, Q? Nurse! All right, so now we have Zach and Fatima. I have to start reviewing their show, because they said that their show has been coming on, but I really haven't been seeing it. Mind you, I don't have cable. I be trying to watch these on apps on my phone. But yeah, so once I find out where they are, then, I'll review those last few episodes. But anyway, so they're on their way to see Heather, to see the baby Michael. And Zach is very, very nervous because he feels like baby Michael is in the same situation that he was when he was a kid. And he really doesn't want him to go through that. And Fatima is being very understanding. And yeah, pretty much she's just going to be understanding their form, because he said he never knew he had a baby. Now all of a sudden he has his child, and now he can be in a worse situation as his or worse. So, and they end up pulling up and they see baby Michael outside by himself, unattended. And you have the lady in the, I guess that's an apartment building upstairs. She's really kind of looking after him while he's outside, and she's just telling him, look, we even called child services on the mother. She ain't no good. She trifling. She lazy. Baby Michael be out here all day, all night by himself. The baby can't talk. The baby still wears diapers. She said she don't know how old he is. He looks like he's every bit of 3, maybe. He wears diapers, and he's always unattended, and the mama is trifling and she lazy. And Zach is over there like, oh my God, this is who I chose to have a baby with. I didn't know the woman. I had a baby with this woman, and now my child can't talk. He wear diapers, and he's roaming up and down the yard all day and all night unattended. He's over it. So then they go into the house, and at first it's just baby Michael, and Zach is trying to kind of talk to him, and then Heather comes out. Looks like she just finished having a SE, one of them intimate sessions. And she's like, oh, what y'all doing here? I thought y'all won't get here till after 3. He said we just wanted to come early. And she said she got the paper, everything signed. Did you get the money? And then Fatima says the money is coming. She said, oh, okay. And then she's kind of looking like, because it looks like Heather is sensitive to the boy, but then on the other hand, it's like she really don't care. She feels like the boy is overwhelming her, which is, that's your child. You know what I'm saying? Like, your child is overwhelming you. Like, she's over it. And then Fatima is just like, when the last time he saw a pediatrician? And she said, what? He ain't been sick. The baby got to have shots. The baby has to go get his checkups. Make sure the baby is okay. Looks like this baby gonna need speech therapy. This baby is gonna need just pretty much regular therapy, because he's seen his mama have men run in and out the house and all that stuff. This baby is traumatized at an early age. And they always say between the ages of when they're born up into 3 years old, that is when the child learns the most. That is when the child, that really reflects on the child's future childhood, because that's when they're most knowledgeable, even though they don't maybe speak or all that stuff. But that's when everything is like, they learn the most, they understand the most, all of that stuff between the ages of 1 and 3. That's what I read. If I'm wrong, y'all correct me, it's okay. But yeah, so Zach is kneeled down on the floor. He just looking at this baby like, I got this baby. I don't know this woman. I don't know this baby, but what I do know is, and I need to get this baby up out of here. So then the man, I guess that's how the boyfriend comes in. He got on his old dingy, I don't know if that's white, gray, or dinge, that white beater he got on. He come in there talking noise, and then Heather's like, this the baby daddy. Oh, this, you know what I'm saying? This baby, where that money at? I'm like, it's always one. Always one. And he talking about, he coming there like it's stinking here. First of all, it's the mama fault that the little boy is stinking, because she ain't changed his diaper, and then he got on diapers. Go in there and take a bath. Stupid stuff. Anyway, so I just felt really bad in this scene. I felt bad for the baby first and foremost. Number one. Then I felt bad for Zach, because it's really nothing that he can do about this situation, because of the simple fact that he doesn't have custody. So my first thing for Zach is play your cards, keep it cute, and get custody of this baby. And then that way you don't even have to pay child support. And they go outside, Zach and Fatima, after the fact that she had to really get him out of the house, because she didn't want Zach to do nothing stupid. Because like she said outside, if they call the police, you going to jail, and you can't afford to do that right now. And then he's like, what if something happens? She said, well, you know what? If something happens, it ain't really nothing we can do with it because the damage has already been done. The only thing that we can do is try to move forward as quick and as fast as we can. We got to go see Andy to get this baby out of this situation, especially now since they have did that paternity test. And the thing about it is now, if that's that, because I was saying the whole time they need to redo to do the paternity test, but now I'm just like, don't even redo it because this baby's in a bad situation anyway. Y'all got on record that this is baby, and y'all see that this is, the baby in a bad situation. So Zach's heartstrings are already pulled because he's going back to his trauma as a childhood. So now, hey, we in this for life. If it is, if it ain't, I'm getting him out of this situation. Hold on. If it is, if it ain't, my baby, we getting this baby out of this situation. It is what it is. He'll learn to say daddy. All right. So now, Gary had got a phone call from Aaron, and Aaron was telling Gary to come down to Karen's salon. So Gary comes down to Karen's salon, and of course, Aaron is all over the place. He's very hurt. He's very distraught. And he says, is there anybody you can call? Gary, is there anybody you can call? And Gary calls the mayor, I guess, to get more detail. But my thing is, I was like, he gonna call the mayor, but if they haven't got the body out of the salon, how is the mayor gonna know who's in there or not? Because they ain't did no DNA. Like, how they gonna know? Do the mayor know what Karen look like? I mean, because they know there's a body in there. They just don't know who the body is. So how is the mayor gonna know who the body is? Because the fire department has to do an investigation. If they take the baby, take Karen to the hospital, there's gonna have to be an investigation. And you know what I was thinking? I was just like, well, maybe that crazy lady that Aaron was talking to, I'm just gonna put my own little twist on it. Maybe that crazy lady that Aaron was talking to, maybe she probably got Karen out of the fire, and then she ended up being in the fire, and she ended up unaliving instead of Karen, and Karen probably somewhere recovering. I don't know. That's just to throw that out of there, because Pam was adamant that she turned those curlers off, but I still don't understand if they get it. I'm moving too fast. I'm talking too fast, but I'm finna go here. So Zach and Fatima, they come to the office, right? Because they're going to see Andy. And Andy is saying, hey, what y'all doing here? What's up? I'm here to see Pam. And Zach is like, Pam from the salon? I'm like, yeah. So Pam is over there crying. Now I actually see tears, because I didn't see not one tear drop out this lady's eyes when she was over there talking to Aaron when it first happened. So she's just like, they're looking at her, what's wrong? And she's like, there was a fire. He's blaming me. He said, I did it, but I know I didn't. Who's blaming you? Aaron. Karen was in the fire, and she's dead. Zach said, oh my God. When Zach said that, I said, ooh, that baby hurt. And then when Fatima looked at Zach, she was like, I know you just did. Yeah. Because I was sitting here thinking, I was like, when Zach hear this, Zach is going to lose his mind. Because, come on, y'all, let's just keep it real. Can we just be grown and be understanding at this moment? Zach and Karen were in a relationship for 3 years. They've known each other for a while. They even had the possibility of a baby. Now, I feel like I'm a grown woman. I can understand him being this way, because he always told Fatima that he still loved her, but he's not really in love with her like that. So there is love there. So, I mean, in the comments, would y'all get upset if you were in a situation like Zach and Fatima? If someone that you was with, that you loved, and they end up, quote unquote, being dead, unalive, and they pregnant, would y'all feel something? I mean, because the selfish part of me and the other part of me would probably be like Fatima, like, dang, like, you really crying, But on the other hand, I have to see it. Because you know what's so crazy? Because even when they did the Fatima spinoff, when that man when Fatima ex-boyfriend came to her talking about he dying of cancer, she was all in. You know what I'm saying? Like all in. Crying with him, praying with him, hugging all on him. You know what I'm saying? So, but this lady, dude ain't dead yet from what I know. But I don't know. Because I was just like, come on, Fatima, you got to really understand his positioning. Don't get too mad. Don't fly off the handle too quick. Just be understanding. And I know it's going to hurt your feelings and your ego because you know, may feel like it is what it is, but he do still love her. At the end, because y'all been together, y'all got together real quick. And he did have unresolved feelings when he got with you. You know, he had unresolved feelings from Karen when he got with you. So, yeah, that's all I'm saying. But, yeah, that's what I want y'all to talk to me about in the comments. Would y'all feel like Zach doing too much when he heard it? Or maybe Fatima is just overreact, because the way she looked at him and the way he was like, oh my God, like, oh, he felt like the way he did that, oh, like he got kicked in the stomach. And then on the preview that I was looking at, he was like crying. I was like, ooh, yeah. Anyway, y'all, this Sheila. Be like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you thought about this episode. I thought it was pretty good, and I know I probably forgot a lot, but please charge to my head. I'm gonna harm you. Jesus loves y'all. Y'all have a great day. Bye.